Someone's recording, surely.
I'm recording.
See Gallo.
There we go.
Oh, look, it's
one person.
here, lads. There he is, the man.
Also,
Well,
why am I
stand up,
being?
it's
Why
fine.
am I being? It's because I'm a minority.
Do we want to join the TeamSpeak? Like a 6C TeamSpeak so we can speak?
No, because I think
Yeah,
we're gonna have to
sure,
join
I
the
do that.
war room in a
They're
bit.
gonna
No,
have
I
to
know
join
that's
the
why we're
stage
doing
in a minute,
TeamSpeak,
guys.
dum-dum.
Oh, okay.
Bro, this great coat actually looks really cool.
Have you seen the officer one? Look at this. Look at this one.
Bro.
Nice cord, bro.
Yeah, I can't wear it because of the cords.
But I could put a bicorn on. What?
So wait, Royal, what uniform is that? Is that the great coat or?
Head to stage on
No,
next
what
week.
I'm wearing is the like.
Royal hop on the 60 TeamSpeak.
Yeah, it's like the
What?
board of ordnance sort of thing.
Okay.
Ordinance. Never heard that before.
I
said,
the whole time I've been doing a second job basically.
He said head to the stage on the next ping, so the next time we get pinged, we just rush in there.
I need to
Now,
get.
He
Like,
mentioned something about colors. Are we gonna be like color coded once we get into the stage?
No,
no.
you-
If you if you scroll up to the image where he's got the everything in the room color coded, we're in the orange and red areas
Oh,
right now.
This is not
Join the-
fair.
yeah,
There are
join
regiments
the-
that have
join
a
the
shit ton of
TeamSpeak.
people in them, and regiments that have none.
join the TeamSpeaks. Yaps and John.
Oh, gosh damn.
I'm gonna head to the stage.
I mean, I'm just gonna wait here. Why?
Love the blue uniform. It's so tricky.
It seems so
What
out of.
the-
It seems so out of
Yeah,
place.
I do seem a bit out of place. I'm just sitting here like bright blue. The rest is.
So how the hell did you get that uniform? Like, is that your uniform or is that just when you found it?
I'm a. There's a
Also,
group
of course,
chat
the
called the
guard has
Wise
a
Men of the
fucking,
French
like,
Interior.
entire war room filled with
Ah.
staff members.
Where's Chris? Is Chris not in a VC?
User joined your channel.
You've been the Irish one.
Alright, I am in the TeamSpeak.
Where are you, Royal? Oh, I see
I'm
you.
the blue man.
What is that uni?
Yeah, it's so out of place. It's like every.
I could
it's
put on
not-
a coat, like.
It just
What's
seems weird
that?
because
Okay, war
everyone
room.
down.
Go to the war room.
Alright.
Oh, hello. I moved myself. Where is, hang on. Croffian, are you making it? Yep, Croffian's up. Grandpa, where are you?
I don't know.
God, you're lost in the audience. Hang on. I'll give you a
I'm
roll.
gonna shut these doors.
Hang on.
Let's let the breeze in. I don't think there's any.
Yeah, you should be able to move to stage, Grandpa, if you're in there. Alright. We'll give it a second, guys.
There's still
Fine,
15,
two of you.
15 nerds not joining.
Swear to God, if I catch you
Irish.
dancing and when it's 2 minutes past, that's it, you're going to Egypt. That's you,
Oh.
Darsped, I'm watching you. Alright.
Right, there we go. Bullied 15 into getting in here as well.
Am I the only one who doesn't like when you pull out your weapon? You
We'll give it a second, guys.
look around.
Yeah, no, that's how it works. The new
Honestly, I don't find that bad.
You just press T or you hold
Alright.
shift.
I was going to
One
ping
guy
everyone,
in
but I
the
think they
picture
get
is
the
holding
memo
his
when they
own
see the
gun.
stage, right?
Dude, can you stop and get the fuck
Alright,
out of
Chris
here?
and Hollow, if you'd like to do the honours, could you please close all the doors and windows?
The windows are shut, I think.
I think they're all mostly shut.
Pretty sure.
Actually,
Actually, no,
I
the ones
want to get
upstairs
that
are.
one shot.
I made it so only the
You can also
developers
press
can
F to
use the
go
doors
up.
and windows, because I foresaw some trolling by some of you guys. Not that I don't trust you, you know, I'd just rather be safe. I'm looking at UAR,
Oh, shit, I
57.
just realized the
We'll give it a second, guys.
the fucking old guard is here to just guard doors and shit. That's so cool.
Yep, that's their job.
Only
Guard
capture
doors
cold, do we?
and guard gory.
It's their
Nah.
job. They do
Don't let the
finally.
draft in.
I know, it's
Blow
so
our
cool that
maps
people
away.
are willing to just give up
Who's
their
that?
time
Oh,
to
it's
be
Swiss Santa.
dummies like that.
You're giving me a dead
Like,
stare
they-
from the
that
other
could
end of the
totally be
table.
statues, but that works too.
Alright. One
They're
second,
old
guys.
guard. They dedicated
No,
way
they're
too
real
much of their time.
censors.
Well, yeah, alright.
so
Let me have a
I
look at
doubt
voice
that all of
context.
those
What do you
are
think,
old, by
guys?
the
What do you
way.
think? I came round to the VCs to see what you were saying just before we came here. but I'm looking at the voice context channel in Discord. What do you think? It's good. Shit, says Scott Faber. That's because he didn't make it. Very mad, no bagpipes, says Duke Havuk.
John. call
Correction,
her,
says
you are
somebody.
hot
Nice.
micing.
Depot uniform, I
Someone
love you.
said
Yeah,
band.
yeah. So I'll just get on the table a minute. Made a nice depot uniform. So you can take your backpack off. You can use the greatcoat. You can put the greatcoat back on, and you can use the fatigue. And then you can switch your hat for the fatigue hat like that. So you got your off-duty and your greatcoat uniform. Very cool, very cool. Mobile support needed, says Defined, as he posts an image of like the UI breaking on a Mac or an iPhone. Nice one. Mobile system is needed. We need to support the Filipino gamers and their mobiles. I was saying this to somebody actually. If we supported mobile, the amount of people would get in Asia would be insane. Ollie's saying VR. Some are saying Xbox support. Right, yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys had a look at the musket as well while you were obsessing over the uniforms, but yeah, thank you, Hollow, for this. Honestly, over the course of the last month or so, Hollow has gone through all of your uniforms and made sure they all have a greatcoat, and then all the soldats and rankers have fatigues. Officers get bicorns, and soldiers get fatigue hats. Pretty cool. So thank you, Hollow. Everybody give Hollow a good thank you in the voice context if you'd like to. And also, yeah, Hollow, if you'd like to come on stage, actually, I think we said we'd do that. I don't know if Hollow can actually bring himself on stage. Go give him that. There you go, Hollow.
Free.
Freedom. Someone's made me into an Irish officer, I see. Good choice. There are logs, my friends. But, yeah. Looking good, my friends. Looking good. Also, Hollow made all the special men at the front their own custom uniform as well. They're all looking very good. But, yeah. Alright, yeah. Well, what was I going to say? The musket. We've made some changes to this. The musket. BXP has done some new animations. They all look very nice and smooth. And then the way the aiming works has been changed. Because with free aim, it's a bit hard to tell people how to aim. Because, it all depends on your camera angle. But with this locked aim that's similar to melee, it will both feel the same when you're switching between them. And it's just more convenient for telling them what to do. And it feels a bit more smooth. But yeah. Alright. Any other thoughts in the voice context before I continue with my big list of things to do? And then we'll get through this quickly and we'll go to Strasbourg. We're going to do a test of the territorial system at Strasbourg after this is done. We have brought back Strasbourg for a test. Cannons! Give us cannons!
Unite my Strasbourg.
Unite. They do work, but BXB, who was going to do our horses, he hasn't done the new horse model yet. So I couldn't continue and do the horse artillery and all the other stuff that was required for that. So I had to stop there, but the cannons are pretty good. We just need to work on recall on horse artillery so that they're very useful. Gory short confirmed. Yeah, I do look a bit short next to all my fellow friends, apart from a Sargus. Actually, I'm floating. That's how short I am. But yeah. Alright, obviously I did want to make this opportunity for you guys just so we could have the test, but we can't miss an opportunity like this to go over some things that, might get missed in announcements or that I can get your feedback on immediately. So I'm just going to collect the list of things I mentioned in the staff shouts. And I'm going to put that on another screen so that I can read voice context at the same time. But yeah, Asargus, anything to say before we continue?
No, nothing really.
Dramaticus?
No. Let's get on with the show.
Let's get on with the show. Alright. So, like I said, guys, we'll just go over this quick list of things that I want to talk about, and then we'll go to Strasbourg and have that test. But yeah, very cool stuff, very exciting stuff. Alright. Medals, okay? It was a requirement that medals which were gold, like the gold medals, had to go through me to be verified, and there was a period of a month or so where I couldn't be very active, so I allowed people to do their own vetting for the gold medals. But I don't think the amount of gold medals we are giving out is particularly good. You know, it's good to reward people for, you know, matching the criteria on there. But if so many people have them, they're not worth as much. So there's a up and a down. And I think we'll introduce some new medals. But I'm also just going to start checking all these gold medals that go through. And making sure that you're, you know, giving reasons with all of them. That's a big one. I don't want to just see a big list of names and be like, okay, I'll take your word for it. Like, I want to know something short. So I can be like, oh, I remember you. You know, you were awarded a gold medal for this, hopefully. Alright. So, there's some changes to
Fuck you,
medals and
Abs.
honours, which we'll see soon.
Like,
But,
I can't get that back.
awards as well. So, big map in front of us.
Lol.
In the early days of the group, we had some very exciting battles which got put to flags. Was anybody here for Leipzig, for instance?
Oh yeah.
Leipzig, yeah, Hollow, Brevis, that was a good one. You know, battles like that, they go on the flag. In the times before, we put those honours on the flag if they were very close and hard-fought victories, right? Whereas what we're going to do in future, which I'll get onto at the end of this, is there are going to be
But look at
campaigns where you
Irish.
fight a string of battles. So imagine you start
Fuck you,
I
Abs.
know.
Fuck
they
you.
somewhere
take up
here,
the whole fucking
and you do a
room.
siege in Italy.
Yeah.
And you continue and
I
you
can't
do
hear
the
you
Battle
guys
of the
are
Piave River,
Irish.
and it goes all the way
Yeah,
through.
why did you do
And
that?
so we're going to split our army,
Trolling.
big as it is, into these
What?
armies which fight on
You
separate
gave me
theatres.
blank loadout.
For instance, we'll have one in Spain,
Oh shit, my bad.
where if you're deployed
I
there,
was
you will
looking
fight
around
the
at the
battles
loadouts and I
based
didn't-
I
on
have a
historical
handout.
locations
Continue.
in Spain.
Sound muted.
And there'll be Germany, Italy. We were going to do Egypt, and I was saying Egypt would be a good one for Asia, you know, so we could have like an Asia campaign. So we're going to do Egypt, hopefully Russia in future, and then potentially the British landing in the Netherlands as well. But to the point of what I was getting at there, let me Lucas, are you trying to get in? Come on. No, he's fine. Never mind. But the battle honours will now start to be awarded for those. It will be some time until we actually get to that stage. We are an enormous group and we've done pretty well to get to where we are. But, you know, it's time we took a step forward really. And one of the things you'll notice with all this stuff that we're starting to make is there is a huge emphasis on being able to support the other nations soon. And so this is not the only map you will be getting soon. Several other countries have been told to make new maps. Italy's map is very nice. Naples is working on a map. Prussia's working on a map. BA is working on a map. Andor's working on a map. There are tons of maps coming. And Kronk, alright? Kronk used to be a terrain painter, but Kronk actually knows how to use World Machine now. So we're in big luck, because Kronk's going to make us or he already has even. Kronk has made all of the historical locations for Spain, for Italy, for Germany, for Egypt. Kronk's gone through and made all these. So we've gone through a huge undertaking to make sure that what we have is fit for future. And these battle honours will start to be awarded for these battles. Alright, and it doesn't have to be close. It doesn't have to be a hard-fought victory. It just has to be one of these, which involves the wars in these theatres. And just to repeat, we will be splitting the course into armies, which rotate. So for 2 or 3 months, you might fight all the battles in Spain. When the campaign's over, congratulations, you won. You move around, you rotate. So you would move from Spain to Italy. And eventually over the whole year, the idea is that you will rotate around all these theatres and eventually get to see all of them. It'll be a very fun experience. We'll have medals which are awarded for the different theatres. So you can have like, you know, you're awarded the Egyptian campaign medal and things like that. Or the Spanish campaign medal. I just think, you know, I don't think any of us truly understood, you know, what Waterloo would do to our group. I don't want to be too arrogant, but I knew it was good, okay? But I didn't really see where we are today. There's like 160, oh my god, nearly 170 people in this room. And, you know, we started the group with 170 people in general, so we've gone from 170 men to 170 staff and old guard. And you know what? I couldn't have really done that without you guys, and I will continue to do this group for as long as you help me do it. And, you know, I won't lie, the going has got tough lately. We haven't changed Waterloo in quite a while, but you know, I think you can see why. You're going to see that in a minute. But this has been a long time in the making, and it got to that point, guys. I'm going to turn my game down. I appreciate your applause. Thank you, my friends. Yeah, going back to what I said, I don't think any of us really knew where, you know, just where Waterloo would bring our group. And I know I said this in February, but the way we've organised our group has managed to survive that for so long, you know? We set up all these extravagant organisations like Voltigeurs, Carabiniers, Corps, regiments, you know? Like Voltigeurs or Voltigeurs, Carabiniers, you know? I'm getting into the habit of saying Voltigeurs now, I hate you guys. But they used to be like 2 people, you know? The regiment would be 15 and the Voltigeurs or the Voltigeurs would be like 2 or 3 people, you know? We didn't make those units with the expectation that they were going to be entire lines, sometimes even 2 lines, you know? Those systems that we set up to manage the responsibility of the group have managed to put us to this stage now where, with the completely unexpected growth that we went under, it just worked, you know? Because those units that didn't really have any effect started to have consequence. And it all worked out very well. In February, we did a meeting here, and I think we had about 120 or so staff. The staff number has decreased in areas, the staff number has raised in others, and today we still have about 120 people. I think I've broken my loadout wheel. I must be under the weather, I'm screaming Irish. But, I won't lie to you guys, in June, it got too much. I didn't really know if we could keep doing this. You've got to, if any of you were here before Waterloo, you'll understand just what a leap up Waterloo was. We couldn't have prepared for that, and we didn't nearly expect it, and it got too much in June. And just before June, end of May, I was considering to stop doing the group because I just thought that so many people were here, and I didn't know if I could keep it up. I didn't know if I could keep everybody interested in what we'd made. But, you know, over a couple of weeks, I came to more battles. You know, up until that point, I felt a bit guilty coming to battles. I didn't like to beat people at my own game, but I started to come to these battles and started to fight. Started to command with some of you guys. And up until that point, I hadn't done that. And it was at that point that I realised that, you know, I get why people got bored after so many months of it, but you know, when that was the first 2 or 3 times I'd done it, I found it so enjoyable that I found that motivation again to just keep doing it. And so 2 days after my birthday, the old guard might remember this, but, you know, I just got to that point where I was like, no, we're not going to quit. I'm going to put my all into this. I don't care how long it takes. I'll get a couple people to help keep Waterloo running, keep Waterloo up, make sure it doesn't break in the meantime, and I'll put my all into something new. And so starting in July, what I did is I started from square one. Everything in this game doesn't come from Waterloo anymore. It's all remade, it's all restructured in such a way that it will be easier to build on in future. Back in March and February, I had real issues trying to implement artillery and horses, which never got done properly. Because I just, you know, the game was not designed to have those so well implemented, and in the process of remaking everything, I think now we're in a perfect position to expand this, to include everything we want in the future, and more importantly, just to include the other nations. You might have noticed when I was in the game earlier, you know, we can switch the groups around on the thing, and all the tags work that way. So if I make a British company, I'll get my rank in Britain in there. There we go. You might be able to see it at the bottom of the leaderboard. So I've got my rank in BA there. Everything has been redone in this sense that, you know, we're not just making one game anymore. We've taken this leading position where we need to start taking responsibility for other groups as well, and we're going to help them come forward. From January up until now, Waterloo has been very popular, and the player count has been huge, and most of you have premium, you know, it's just a common thing in clans that most people have premium. And the premium payouts that Roblox give you have been enormous. We are now in a position where we have, this platform to make new stuff, to improve what we already have, and to, sort of experiment. We've got this module that will run on this map and on Strasbourg and on all the maps we put it on. So, when we switch over, it will just be exactly the same as this, running on the same thing. And then we have the premium payouts, which now amount to about 3 million Robux since January. Just the amount of people playing who have premium since January has rocketed the group funds up to 3 million Robux. I can't believe it, personally. It's like hideous. That's a lot of money. 3 million Robux is like $10,000, I think. Someone will have to verify. Not gonna lie, I thought about getting myself a coffee machine in real life. Maybe you guys will let me do that. But for the most part, what we're gonna do with that money is, I don't think this group will be nearly as enjoyable as it could be until we've got this working. And this is not gonna work in the current state. VA is a great group, but it rallies 150. Prussia rallies like 50. Austria rallies 150, 170. I don't doubt that those are fun groups, but we need to use our position now to help these groups get in shape. And soon, we'll be able to have these theatres where some of our cores fight in Spain against BA, some of them fight in Italy, with Italy, against Austria, some of them fight in Germany against Prussia, And then we can have the Egyptian campaign. And I think we can make it happen. And we're in this position now where, unlike in May or in June, I think we're in good shape to make these dreams come true. I don't think there's anything we can't do anymore, given the right time. But yeah, I've kind of diverged from my little list, just monologuing. But I'll find our list. I'll just keep going through with it, and then we'll go to Strasbourg and we'll do war, as Krunk says.
What staff photos?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. You might have noticed when you were coming over here as well, the big stands. We're going to take another staff photo. That'll be good. All right. So yeah, a couple of changes to the uniforms and some expectations. Depot. You guys know how that works. Sappers. We don't want there to be too many. If you outfit your entire line into sappers, you will be hung. If you make... Oh, sapper flag guard. You will also be hung. Sappers should be designated. There should be like 2 or 3 sappers and 2 or 3 subs. And then every time you go in game as a regiment, there should only be 1 or 2 of them. So, regardless of how many people are like subs or are sappers or have been trained to do it, I only really want there to be 1 or 2 of them in game for the same regiment at the same time. But yeah, we'll get to that. That's those uniform changes. I think that's it for the changes to the loadouts. Also, the let me change into this one. One of the things that inspired this idea to do great coats and bicorns was just I remember just coming back onto Waterloo and playing and just seeing like people dressed in the like most hideous stuff just to stand out, Whereas now you can switch to bicorn and you can switch to great coat, and it will give you an easier time standing out, especially in the line regiments. If you're in a like a line great coat as well, it's grey and the officer one is blue, so there'll be a very easy time now standing out and being recognised. But yeah, it's insanely cool, and I can't thank Horror enough. Honestly, it's like one of those crazy ideas. Like, no, we can't remake the uniforms for every loadout in the group so they have great coats. It took forever. Kronk had a breakdown. We were trying to. Sargus, were you there?
Yeah.
I think Hollow was as well.
It was hilarious, to be honest.
we had Chris. Okay, Chris, professional loadout engineer, and Kronk. Full stop. We had them both work on putting the greatcoats in, and like Kronk lost his mind. It was pretty funny. But we got there, and some of them still need to be done, but it's really cool. And all the greatcoats are done. They just need to be linked in, and it will take quite some time to fix the bugs wherever they are, But you get the idea. So using those greatcoats and bicorns now will be a great way to stand out. Alright. In future, I think campaigns. We wanted campaigns to be like professional. We didn't want it to be in the state it is now. But I came to this point where I was like, we need to make even with the people who want skirmish and the people who want line battle. We need to make it the best of both worlds because we have neither, you know? But when we start to have these other game modes soon, we'll be able to also, just before I continue on that note, every map has every game mode, so I can switch these around from campaign, territorial, siege. It's going to be so good. We had a bit of a laugh having territorial on Waterloo, like the capture points there. But it's going to be so replayable. There's going to be like 5 or 6 game modes for 5 or 6 new maps coming. There's going to be so much to do. It'll be brilliant. And these muskets, which you'll investigate soon, I believe are much better for fighting, especially skirmishing. But in the future of France, I see campaigns being more professional, and maybe something that, you know, the Fusiliers and the Chasseurs don't fight as often. Because I've been in a couple of lines from time to time as a Fusilier or as a Chasseur. Well, I can't imagine what they're going through when they get like ransacked by like specialist companies. I think we need to have it so that when campaigns get stricter and the requirements get changed around a little bit, so that it's more about professional fighting, I think we need Fusiliers and Chasseurs to be the ones who fight these territorial battles more often. And then it's more often that these specialist companies fight campaigns, so that we're not exposing Fusiliers and Chasseurs to horrific losses. If you lose in territorial, it's still going to be a fun experience. It's capture points, you know? You can't get ran around like in campaigns where you just have to hold W for like 10 minutes while you get pushed into a corner, you know? I think in the future of France, we need the Fusiliers and the Chasseurs more often to be doing the territorial fights and to be mostly about enjoyment and being a recruitment pool for the specialists. And then we need the specialists to be the one who fight the campaign battles more often. But yeah, that's that point. I'm just ticking off my list here. Common courtesy. Yeah, guys, like I said in the beginning, at the beginning of France, it was 170 people, you know, not 170 staff. I think, you know, for half our group's existence, the standards have been held well. It's been the same throughout all of France, but with the big growth, we've got to that point now where it's not being applied equally. And there's some things I want to go over, but I just think it would be so embarrassing if I had to write up a book that said, this is how you have to behave as an officer. You know? I don't want to have to get to that point. So I'm just going to say it very clearly to everybody, you know, what I'm expecting from you. And then hopefully we'll see how that goes in over the next weeks or so. But if it gets to that point where I have to regulate this type of behavior, then it just won't be a fun experience, alright? But, alright. Make sure that you stay for good games, alright? I've seen units do this where if they, you know, if they lose or if they just don't enjoy it or whatever, they'll disband their company and leave immediately when the round's over, alright? When you do this type of thing, this is how I interpret your attitude. And more importantly, you know, it's less about how I see it and more about how others see it, alright? When others in other countries see you doing this type of thing, they're thinking, wow, you know, who's this asshole? Do not disband your company and leave games as soon as it ends. You should stay, say good game, and then dismiss, alright? I don't want to see any of that behavior. With the inclusion of greatcoats and bicorns, whenever those get added, I want to see people using vague and glarish uniforms from other countries less. You should start using the ones that are designated for you, and you shouldn't be wearing big vibrant uniforms to stand out. It just doesn't look good. We will come up with ways that you can stand out. We will make uniforms that help you stand out. Alright? You can speak to us about that. Don't use other countries' loadouts just to stand out. Alright, expected behavior. If you get into a confrontation with anybody, like me and Kronk, I often get into confrontation with Kronk. But if you get into a confrontation with anybody, you just de-escalate the situation, speak to whoever commands you, and tell them about it, and they'll go sort it out, alright? I don't want to see situations where you break out into an argument in DMs, and more importantly, I don't want to see situations where you argue over the terms of a battle in notifications. Did you guys see the change I did to notifications? Where you have to have permissions now to see notifications? There's a reason I did that, okay? And it's because we got to that depressing point where, you know, there's a couple of monkeys in other nations who keep getting perms and really shouldn't have them. And then there's people in our own group who just violate the use of notifications. They'll use it to say random things, have a casual conversation, or, you know, more annoyingly, they'll argue over the terms, like, hey, cap, like, hey, you know, cut free, or, like, they'll argue over the terms in the notifications, alright? When you set these events up, alright, you didn't go to Waterloo and say, like, notification, hey, do you want a raid, you know? You made a group chat or something to go get that raid. Bloody use it, alright? I don't want to see you arguing over terms in notifications in-game. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. That's why I've changed it, so that notifications now don't get seen by rankers, because it just gets used in the wrong way too often. And, you know, what's a Soldat gonna think when they come to their first event and they just see, like, 4 or 5, you know, role models, if they will, or if they can even say so, just arguing over terms in the notifications. Alright? I didn't want to have to take out the fact that they can't see notifications now, because that impedes what people can do sometimes. But it's just been a necessary evil to get rid of them having to see all that argument going on between the coordinators. So when you set up those group chats to coordinate the raids, make sure you use them, alright? And if you're going to use notifications, use it in a nice way. You know, be like, we're ready to start. Things like that. Not, hey, monkey, cut 8, or something like that, alright? Other than that, that's that one. I think I said this already, but the Fusiliers, I want them to fight these battles where it's not horrific loss, alright? I'm not saying don't take fights that you can't win. I'm saying Fusiliers should fight territorial, where if they lose, it's still an enjoyable experience for the most part. There are enjoyable experiences where you lose, you know, but it's where you're about the same skill level, so the specialists will fight those campaigns battles. And the Fusiliers will be the ones doing these territorial fights more often. Because if they lose, it's still fun. The Fusiliers and the Chasseurs should become way more about just enjoyment, alright? And I think the 10E does this best. It's not just about being the best, alright? I don't want to see you, like, purging your Fusiliers because they're not good, or putting in requirements for them, alright? They're not meant to be amazing. They're not meant to be outstanding. Your leadership can take them there. But it's more important that they have fun in those units, and that it's just enjoyable enough that you can spot those people who can be Grenadiers and Voltigeurs in future. We're going to start... I'm going to discuss this afterwards as well with some of the people involved, but I wanted to make group chats now, where there's, like, Premier Audit group chat and Deuxième Audit group chat, and what I want to do now is, you remember those retention trackers where you keep a track of who joins the regiment? I will value your specialists by how well they perform and how many you keep on to them of. I will value your Fusiliers and your Chasseurs far more importantly for not how many they recruit. Alright, I don't necessarily mind how many people you recruit. It's how many of the people you recruit that stay. Your retention of recruits. So I want to start to see these numbers in terms of, are you keeping on to people? Do they find it enjoyable? Do they get called a monkey brain in the first event and leave? Because, you know, they can't put up with that. They don't really want to have to deal with that. You know? So we're going to start to take a note of these types of statistics in terms of just making sure that you can make it more enjoyable. And we'll hold you accountable to that for your Fusiliers and your Chasseurs. And then your Grenadiers, Voltigeurs, Carabiniers. Those will be the ones who are, you know, expected to fight well. Alright, they don't have to win everything, but that's where you focus on the skill level. Fusiliers and chasseurs should be far more about enjoyment. And then in the future of France, when the specialists grow, you can bring as a core your specialists to fight the very important battles on campaigns. But yeah, that's that one. So I do want to make sure that you guys are using those retention trackers. I think it's been good for the most part. It's good to be able to look in there and be like, oh, you joined 3 weeks ago. But we're going to start to take a note and get this going where I can have group chats and see how it's going of how many of the people you recruit who stay. That's very important. You know, I don't really necessarily mind if you lose battles. It's about keeping on to the people that you get and making sure it's enjoyable. And yeah. Another thing, I mentioned this to the marshals, but I don't know if it got through to many people. This is one of the things at the start of France as well. If you promote someone more than 2 ranks at a time, you need to have it mentioned to your marshal, alright? I don't want to see people getting jumped to Caporal Fourier, or people being jumped to Adjutant. You can give people that responsibility if they're a sergeant, you know? They can lead a line if they're a sergeant. They can lead a line if they're sergeant major. They can, you know... Don't give them the rank before the job. Give them the responsibility and then the job, alright? You don't try someone out for the job on the job, you know? But I don't want to see this stuff where people are being jumped around 2 ranks at a time. And I think it's very good for the most part. But you're going to need to mention it to one of your superiors when you're going to do this, so that you can be like, hey, you know, I'm not just blatantly free ranking this guy. There is a reason, you know? Because sometimes I don't know. The group's a bit big now. And I see people who are just suddenly sous lieutenant in one day, and I'm like, hey, that's not fair. So I want to see this stuff being recorded so that when I see that happen, I can know why. Alright? Okay. We were talking about having a specialist server soon, because we wanted to try manage the amount of roles and channels that we have access to. So I'll probably discuss that with the marshals afterwards, but we were going to think about maybe having a server for all the specialist companies, that we can split the responsibility of the roles. But I don't think it's particularly good having separate discords for like entry level, like chasseurs and fusiliers, or for depots, because I think it would, you know, I wouldn't put it past someone not to want to click a discord invite when they can join a unit where they don't, or they just, you know, when they're browsing through the regiments to join, and they don't choose yours because they don't want to bother joining another link, you know. I wouldn't put it past some people, and I also don't think it's good for managing the tracking of retention and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's that. Discussing, yeah. 1 second, guys. I'm back. Did you miss me? Alright. Before we continue to war, or we'll actually go do the photo first, but anything to mention in voice context from any of you guys? Arrow War! There's already a gift for it. War. Make sure you guys take some good photos here, because, oh man, I had a lot of fun making the stuff in the roof. Chris made the hanging flag, I made the draped flags and the chandelier. Any questions in the voice context before I continue? Cuddly wants to know how well cannonballs rebound off of certain materials. Of course. Notice me, Gory! Ireland loves you! I love you too. I'm 3/4 Irish in real life. They probably couldn't tell, but yeah. Darsped, I kicked you because you were dancing, alright? You can come back, it's fine. You musket sounds. Yeah, we're probably going to switch the sounds out. The sounds wasn't a huge priority, you know, we just wanted to fix around the functionality of it. Sounds will be good, yeah. Gory sergeants can come? No, there'll be too many people. You know, this is the first time we've tested it with so many people, so we want to make sure that, you know, just play it really safe, you know? Imagine, Fort Barrow, first test. It crashes. But yeah, guard battle after this, Cypricus. Yeah, so you're going to be 2 for 2. Get that coffee machine and get... Yeah, what do you guys think? Would you mind me cashing out for a coffee machine? Go ahead, do it. Yeah, Jesus. I can't... Honestly, it's a pretty scary feeling being on top of, like, $10,000. It's a lot of money, Jesus. And it's all from premium payouts, you know? We don't have any game passes. And we're there at like 100 and... Not 140, there are 3 million Robux. 1 second, guys. There you go. Would there be weather settings? Yeah, actually, I'll show you that. We were going to turn it on for the meeting, but there's a bit of an issue where it goes through the roof. So... Don't know if you can hear my keyboard, but I am typing furiously. There you go. It goes through the roof at the moment, so we weren't going to turn it on for the meeting. But yeah, that raining thing nearly works. I'll turn it off again. Are you going to enable or disable feature for camera movement? It causes nauseous, or... Which camera are you talking about for that, though? Any changes to flag system? Oh, yeah, good point. I'll mention that in a minute. How will fictional and minor nations fit into campaigns? Yeah, obviously you can't see Andor on this map. I love them to bits, but I couldn't put them on a map. It would destroy my soul, but they will take part. Would the weather settings affect gameplay? Potentially. People wanted me to do that with greatcoats, but not everybody has one yet, so it wouldn't be fair. Voice chat? Nope, not enough people. I'll give you a coffee machine, so Cypricus, thank you. Slip chance? Bring back Lockmore? Yeah, Lockmore is going to be one of the maps we test on as well, so have fun with that one. How will the Asians run campaigns? How will they cope? We'll have to see. So basically, yeah. No more Chernobyl. No, I don't mind the pink skin tone. Alright, that's fine. I mean, don't like switch into like some vibrant pink uniform from Berg so you can stand out. That's what I mean, really. Oh, Joseph asks, I was told you have a surprise for me. Yeah, I don't know if you... Joseph, I don't know if you noticed anything over here, but we've included one of the greatest plans in Europe on this table. Maybe you'll find it when you leave. But, yeah. I suppose that's it, my friends. Oh, that's the last thing as well. I told this to marshals. Anybody who is adjutant and above in France is expected not to have an officer position in another group. You're allowed to participate in other groups, you know? I sneak into plenty of lines myself. I just don't lead them, you know? There are plenty of people in this group who would die to be around this table, and they would certainly do so if it meant that they didn't have to be officer in another group. If you are an officer in this group, the expectation is that you are not an officer in another one. Also, if people are really sneaky, if they're like, hey, I see you're a captain in France, maybe you'd like to be captain in my group. You know, let us know, because that's kind of shady business. But yeah, without further ado, guys, I'm going to open the doors, and if you'd like to calmly make your way onto the green outside.
Where should I put the old guy? Should I just stand them, like, make them run away?
We'll put them in the photos somewhere. We've got to figure that out. The sergeant count as officer. Yeah.
Which way are we going?
Line commander. Like, if you are commanding a line in another group, or you are lieutenant or something in another group, that's just, you know, like, God, if you want to be lieutenant in another group, why are you lieutenant in ours? You know, like.
We going by corps?
Oh, you guys have already made your way up onto the stands already. Would you like to come down off the stands, my friend, and form any sort of formation behind me so that we've got space? So make sure you're well back from the stage. Make your way away. Come on, guys. Give me some room. There we go. Can I come for the photos, says Cypricus? Oh, you're not actually here because you're sergeant. That's just... Damn, never mind. Alright, guys. Alright. Who knows how this works? Who knows how this works? So, find your regiment. Get close to them. Alright. The guard would like to come up on this side of the podium over here. And if Sunkiem Corps would like to come over here.
Sergeant Major is the lower bound of...
There you go. Figure yourself out. Make sure you use all the rows, okay? Use all the rows.
I'll come and...
So don't line up next to each other like this, alright? Make sure there are people back here, so if you've got like sergeants, For adjutants, you can stand up here on the back ones.
Oh,
Make sure you're using all of
to
these.
the back.
Wow, you're
There's a lot of
racist.
people. I've lost my code, says Phalanx Wesley. That's unfortunate. It's in the shouts, one of the shouts.
Wait.
Can you
Dude,
reduce
does John and
crouch
Tommy wanna
speed?
scooch over a tad?
Yeah, I think people were talking about that. I like the idea of it being like a prone type of thing, but I was going to reduce that a little bit as well.
No, John. Can
All
you
right.
scooch over?
God, you're taking up a lot of space. Come on. All right. If Catcher M Core would like to come
Nick,
around.
Just have
Fuck,
CEO.
I don't
Just
have
have
access.
I see you guys.
CEO and XO.
Oh, Kronk told me about this
Fourth in
before.
French.
Kronk got his guys in
I think mages
TeamSpeak.
to the back.
Yes.
Mages and sec, bro. Yeah, we have these.
He's
other rows.
overthought this. Celestial, look, because you're stood there, you're going to take up space from the other rows.
See-
Like
Let
Victor
the
and
mages- yeah, go
Bolovricus, move back
go
a row.
Let the mages on the back row.
You can use the back row as well.
What did he say?
And then 2 of you should be on this row, so that we can use all the space. Alright, catch M Core, scoot up. Okay, Premier Core, move in.
Next, get on the second row.
If
and
you will,
then
Premier
go
Cool.
back up. There, fuck.
One of them should go back.
Oh yes, Joseph has
Lord, let's go
devolved
back.
to the
Dude,
good old
send,
Napoleonic days
send
of
vampire
commanding
back, send
people with
vampire
text. Also, if anybody didn't get the joke earlier, we've got one of more of X's greatest plans on the meeting table. Alright, looks like... Oh my god, do you see what I mean, guys? You're gonna need to scoot up. Look.
I'm ignoring them on
Heart attack.
purpose.
So,
I can't get my
yeah,
unit
come
back,
on,
so can
come
you
on.
not?
Come on, Lord
Just
Vampire.
pretend I'm AFK.
Yep.
Easy.
And... Yeah, that's good. Okay, then Catcher and Core can move over. Can I leak your development plans, says Joseph? Oh, that's a good point, guys. You know, before we move over to Strasbourg, I recommend that you guys,
Thank you,
just
Will.
get in the uniforms afterwards. What we'll do is we'll take like a 10-minute break. Get in your uniforms. Show it to your guys, you know. But yeah, that looks good. Have you got your stuff sorted, Nord? Come on. Lovely gaps in the middle here. I fell through.
I like the Grenadier uniform with the grey coat on.
Oh, sorry, was I not?
Oh,
meant to
Chris
say
is
what I
liking
just
his
said?
new uniform. Nice one, Chris. Looking good, looking good.
Microphone activated.
Dude,
It's amazing,
oh my god,
Alright.
Tommy wants fucking...
DCM Cool,
comp
if you'd
so
like to make your
bad.
way up.
He wants what?
He wants aid to comp so bad.
That's second in
You
French.
mean Hyper's right?
I mean, you're in the
Yeah,
group,
we're
you should
fine.
know. You're an officer in the group, you should know.
He is a
What am I
boss.
saying?
We're individuals,
General,
so.
Yeah, but
Oh,
Nick's
here we
also
go. Are we gonna have
making
enough
it
space?
worse.
Oh, I just saw the Irish come
You
up.
add
Oh, we're gonna have
gasoline
enough
to the
space.
fire.
Sound muted.
Okay, if you are on the first row, step onto the grass. Get on the grass if you're on the first row. Yep. Get on the grass if you're on the first row. So Matty, Duke, Blaster. Move down, yeah, and then everybody on row 2 can move down and filter through. Yeah, are we gonna be able to do it? Oh my god. I didn't really anticipate just how many people we have. Oh my god. Not this still. Fifth core, you're gonna have to make sure you're using all your space. So, scoot over to the end of this, right to the end of this. Make sure you're right at the end of this. We're gonna need all the space we can get. Oh, I love the new animations. It just looks so much better. Make sure you guys thank Hollow for the uniforms. Great work, Hollow. It looks amazing. And BXP for the animations. It looks so much cleaner. And don't thank me. Shaco says we're all ninja. Oh, did you want your other uniform, or is that fine? There you go. That's another thing, guys. We're gonna start introducing secondary roles. So the people who run the first day internals, you know, sometimes you find it questionable. They're shuffling decisions, but they do it in like 1 or 2 days, and they don't have much context. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grow that into like a proper thing. So you can be lieutenant in like the 15E and also be part of the Attack Major Imperial, and there'll be nice uniforms and perks to go with that. So you can wear one of the uniforms you're given. Okay, let's figure this out. How are we going to get more room out of this? Fifth core, make sure you're using the back rows as well. Same with fourth core. Use all the rows. Dude, the Swiss fatigue hat looks amazing. I was saying to Bio, it's like Father Christmas. Looking good, looking good. I want to get through this, guys. Come on, I want to go to war. Let's see. Make sure you're using this back row. I'll say it again. You see this? Use this space. So Bolivaricus, move up. And you can all move over. You got to make yourself as compact as possible. Okay. I don't know. Are we gonna get you on there? Can you paste the back row in using beetles? I don't have beetles. If you're on the edge like this, if you find me on the right, then make sure you go all the way over to the right. And give everybody the maximum space. I think we're nearly there. It is a push. Alright, could the 57E take that gap? Cannot wait. Yep, move over a bit, 57E, so you're aligned to the left, so take all the space to your left and leave space in the middle. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be so hard, isn't it?
Where's all these lines going, bro? What?
I didn't think we'd have this many people. It's insane. Thank you, guys. Yeah, okay. Listen, if you're on the grass, is what I want you to do. Move forward so you're in line with me. If you're on the grass. So retro, splits, yes. It's all done. It's all I mean, move forward. And then if you're in this grass line, crouch. Everybody move down a row. Now, everybody on the back row, move up. And try and give people space. So move over. You know, same thing applies. Get that space used. So Bolivaricus, you can be at the back again. And Trex, move to the very back of your part. Yeah. We're gonna have like the Troisième Corps on. You're gonna have to be like the tall kids who get put at the back. Alright. Without further ado then, Troisième, the remainder, just try and make your way on there and find somewhere. And Previs, make sure you're in the grass audience as well. Previs, come on, right at the front. If you do that, I'm lag. Oh, I thought you said lag switching at Leipzig. No, Joseph's going to switch sides at Leipzig. We're going to make it scripted. I want to shoot him in the. Well, we're going to shoot you in the back at Wagram as well, so it'll be even. All right. This looks good to me. See this back row up here, guys. 10E, move back. And that's 84E as well. Very well, very well. Yeah, looking good. Okay, everybody on the right of here, you can move over a bit, there's space. If you have space, you're trying to leave the middle open, basically, so we can get room in the middle. Okay, you know what? I think that's good.
Don't fill this gap.
What gap?
This one right here. Someone got kicked. Retro ass kicked someone. Monkey.
Good job. We'll give it a minute, guys.
Ah, fuck.
Alright, Marshals, if you'd like to make if you can remember what we did last time. Yeah. So just like near enough me, similar to the front row. Looking good in your greatcoat, Joseph Wellesley. Looking good. Crowd control with text, you know, just in-game text. There's a whole new experience. Alright, where are we putting the VL guard? Any ideas, guys? I'm looking in voice context. What are we going to do with them? We're going to send them to Egypt early? What are we doing? I'm looking in the voice context for ideas. Where should we put the... Forget them, leave them in the cold.
Oh, Gory, should we just leave him over there?
I
can make him run away.
No. Make 2 ranks here. And then 2 ranks on the other side. You get the idea?
Yeah, I got you. Just give me a sec.
Very good. Hey, where are you, Kronk?
Hello?
Joe had to leave early. What a disappointment. He's going to miss the photo. There we go. Missed opportunity, says Poju. What? Putting him in the back. You won't be able to see him. Oh no! You know what we can do? Just put the VL guard on the back row and then have people sit on their shoulders so they can be seen. Yeah, that's good. Here we go.
Jeez.
Jesus!
listens
Oh
to
my
Tramp.
god!
Yo, I gotta go like right now. So
It's been a long time in the making, and
Yeah, just AFK. Just
No,
We're nearly there,
no,
guys.
You mess everything up. Just, like,
there we
Yeah,
go.
we're gonna
John,
actually play the
just
game,
leave your
dude.
computer